या अस्सलाम वालेकुम दोस्तों, इस वक्त मौजूद हैं हम लोग जोहान्सबर्ग से 35 से 40 किलोमीटर दूर। शहर का नाम है स्वीटो। वन ऑफ दी फेमस टाउन है, ये बहुत फेमस टाउन है। इस फेमस टाउन के होने की वजह है ये वाली जो स्ट्रीट है विलाकाजी स्ट्रीट। विलाकाजी स्ट्रीट की तारीख ये है कि दुनिया में आपने नोबल इनाम के लिए बहुत सारे लोगों के नाम सुने, बहुत सारे लोग देखे जो नोबल इनाम जीते हुए हैं, लेकिन दुनिया में कोई भी ऐसी शहर, ऐसी गली नहीं है जहाँ से दो लोगों ने ये इनाम जीता हो। जी, विलाकाजी इस रोड के ऊपर दो ऐसे लोग रहते थे, एक बिशप टूटू थे और एक नेल्सन मंडेला। इन दोनों को नोबल इनाम मिला है, नामजद हुए हैं और मिला है। ये दुनिया की तारीख है कि किसी एक ही शहर की एक ही गली के दो लोगों को इनाम में मिला हो। और बिशप टूटू जो है वो भी इसी गली में रहते थे और नेल्सन मंडेला का ये घर जो हम अब आपको इस वीडियो के बाद आप देखेंगे उसमें हम लोग आपको पूरा दिखाएंगे, वो पूरा नज़र आएगा। तो नेल्सन मंडेला यहाँ पर रहते थे। मैं चाहूँगा कि आपको एक तो आप ये देख सकते हैं कि एक बहुत बड़ा क्राउड है जो ज़ाहिर है डिफरेंट कंट्री से लोग देखने के लिए यहाँ पर आए हैं। और ये ग्रेट इवेंट इसलिए भी है कि पूरी दुनिया से लोग जब साउथ अफ्रीका आते हैं तो वो स्वीटो ज़रूर आते हैं, क्योंकि जब वो स्वीटो आते हैं और उनको इस जगह पे किसी भी दुनिया में अगर किसी भी मुल्क में जाएँ तो वहाँ की जो मशहूर हस्ती होती है, मशहूर जगह होती है, वो लोग देखने के लिए जाते हैं। तो साउथ अफ्रीका में स्वीटो में नेल्सन मंडेला और टूटू, ये दो जगह हैं लोगों को देखने के लिए जो लोग आते हैं। घर जो हम आपको दिखा चुके हैं, अब देखें वो ये वाला इसको देख सकते हैं आप, लागे का स्ट्रीट है और ये है जी विलाकाजी स्ट्रीट। तो विलाकाजी स्ट्रीट है वह हिस्ट्री। दिस इज़ द कल्चर पीपल, दिस इज़ द कल्चर व्हाट यू सो इट ऑलरेडी। तो आगे जाके अगर हम ये देखें तो ये वो जगह है, ये वो पहाड़ी इलाका है जहाँ पर नेल्सन मंडेला रहे हैं। उन्होंने आप देख सकते हैं कि आज भी उन्होंने कल्चर वाइज इसको स्ट्रॉन्ग रखा हुआ है। आप देखें कि आपको यहाँ पर टूरिस्ट के लिए एक्टिविटी दिखाई गई हैं। जब टूरिस्ट यहाँ पे आते हैं तो टूरिस्ट को एंटरटेन करने के लिए, उनके लोकल कल्चर को लोग प्रमोट करने के लिए वो डांस कर रहे हैं, वो आपको बता रहे हैं। मैं अभी इसी वक्त अगर एक इस चीज़ में ऐड करूं कि दुनिया के अमन के लिए जो दो इनाम इस गली के लोगों को मिले वो अमन के लिए थे। और आज देखें 2025 में हम कहाँ खड़े हैं, हमारे नेबर कहाँ खड़े हैं। जब आज अमन की ज़रूरत है, पीस की ज़रूरत है, लोगों को सर्व करने की ज़रूरत है, तो आज भी भारत जो है वो लड़ाई लड़ने के लिए कर रहा है। तो मेरे ख्याल में प्लीज़, तो ये जो अमन है उसके लिए लोगों ने अपनी जानें दी हैं, अपनी ज़िंदगियां कुर्बान की हैं, अपनी जवानियां कुर्बान की हैं, अपने बच्चे। अभी हमने देखा कि जो नेल्सन मंडेला के बच्चे यहाँ पर रहते थे, तो यहाँ जो लोकल पुलिस है, हमने वो जगह देखी जहाँ पर वो फायर करते थे। और अभी हमने वो भी देखा कि नेल्सन मंडेला की वाइफ ने घर के अंदर एक एक्स्ट्रा दीवार बनाई थी कि जब पुलिस यहाँ पर आती है और उन पर फायर करती है तो वो एक अलहदा से जगह में जाकर अपने बच्चों के साथ छुप जाती थी। हिस्ट्री है, तारीख़ है, हमें तारीख से सीखना चाहिए और आज की तारीख में तो कम अज़ कम ये ज़रूर सीखना चाहिए। हमारे साथ रहिए, आपको एक पूरी डॉक्यूमेंट्री फिल्म है वो आप दिखाएंगे। थैंक यू वेरी मच। तुसी अगले पासे आ जाओ फिर। अच्छा, कर लो, ठीक। विलाकाजी देखें, ये जब स्ट्रीट है, जब नेल्सन मंडेला यहाँ पर रहते होंगे या बिशप टूटू यहाँ पर रहते होंगे, तो क्या किसी को अंदाज़ा होगा कि एक वक्त आएगा कि ये स्ट्रीट जो है, जिस स्ट्रीट पर मैं अब चल रहा हूँ, मैं अब जा रहा हूँ, ये स्ट्रीट दुनिया में इतनी मशहूर होगी कि दो नोबल इनाम लेने वालों के नाम से विलाकाजी स्ट्रीट जो है, ये जो रोड है, ये जान होगी या इसकी पहचान होगी। आज देखें जहाँ पे नेल्सन मंडेला रहते थे वो जगह भी अमर हो गई है। वो गली का नाम पूरी दुनिया में मशहूर है, उस गली के नाम को पूरी दुनिया जानती है। विलाकाजी ये स्ट्रीट का नाम है। और आज भी यहाँ के लोग, नेल्सन मंडेला इस दुनिया में नहीं रहे, उनके जाने के बाद भी बहुत सारे लोग यहाँ पर आते हैं। और यहाँ के जो लोकल लोग हैं, अगर आप उनको देखें तो वो देखें, एक तो उनकी रोजी रोटी लगी हुई है यहाँ पर, और दूसरा यहाँ पर आपको आकर देखें ये पूरी की पूरी एक्टिविटीज़ हैं जनरेट की हुई हैं, खाने के लिए हैं, उनके कपड़े हैं, यहाँ पर जो सुवेनियर है और साउथ अफ्रीका का वो बिक रहा है। और साउथ अफ्रीका पीसफुल एक ये एरिया है, ज़ाहिर है नेल्सन मंडेला और सिक्योरिटी के लिहाज और हर लिहाज से अगर आप देखें, जैसे आपने शुरू में देखा कि लोगों हर तरफ उनको झंडा मेल्ट किया हुआ है, हर तरफ वो दिखा रहे हैं कि ये एक अमन का निशान है, अमन का गहवारा है। मेरे ख्याल में दुनिया को देखना चाहिए कि नेल्सन मंडेला 27 साल, जब वो बिफोर वो अरेस्ट, जब उन्होंने 15 साल इस घर में रहे, जिस घर का हम आपको विज़िट करवा रहे हैं, ये 15 साल उस घर के अंदर रहे हैं। और फिर जब ये रिलीज़ हुए तो वापस इसी घर में आए। रिलीज़ होने के बाद नेल्सन मंडेला इसी घर में जब आए तो इस घर में वो 11 दिन रहे। उसकी वजह ये थी कि 11 दिन रहने की वजह ये थी कि 11 दिन यहाँ पर रहने की वजह से, देखें ये आप उनको अफ्रीकन कल्चर देख सकते हैं कि जो उनका कल्चर है उस कल्चर को पूरा वो प्रमोट कर रहे हैं, वो दिखा रहे हैं कि इस कल्चर को यही उनका जो स्टाइल है। ज़ाहिर है जानवरों के साथ ज़िंदगी होती है, लकड़ी के बर्तन हैं, लकड़ी दियाँ ਤੁਹਾਡੀਆਂ प्लेटां रोटी खाने वालियाँ, नाल ਤੁਹਾਡੇ डोए पराते, कुर्सियाँ देखें आप, फोल्ड कुर्सी है, आप हाथ में पकड़ के जा सकते हैं, जिराफ हैं जिसके साथ हम बड़ा काम करते रहे हैं। तो मैं आपको ये बता रहा था कि इस तरफ से अगर हम आपको लेके चलें, आपको दिखाएं कि ये पूरा एक उन्होंने बनाया हुआ है जहाँ पर अफ्रीकन कल्चर है, अफ्रीकन कल्चर से बिलोंग करती हुई चीज़ें हैं बहुत सारी। जिराफ है, उनकी कल्चर्ड शर्ट्स हैं। तो ये पूरी स्ट्रीट है। साउथ अफ्रीका ज़ाहिर है फ़ुटबॉल के लिए बड़ा मशहूर है, तो फुटबॉल के जो उसके बगैर वो कंप्लीट नज़र नहीं आता फुटबॉल के लिए, तो बड़ी खूबसूरत जगह है। बहरहाल एनी हाउ, मैं आपको ये जो आखिरी बात बता रहा हूँ वो ये है कि नेल्सन मंडेला जब 27 साल के बाद रिलीज़ हुए थे, तो रिलीज़ होने के बाद जब इसी जगह पे इसी घर में आए थे तो इस घर में वो 11 दिन रहे थे। वो जो बेडरूम अब आपको दिखाएंगे उसमें वो 11 दिन रहे थे। तो उन 11 दिनों में इतना रश था, यहाँ पर लोग आना चाहते थे, तस्वीर बनाना चाहते थे, इंटरव्यू, तो उनकी सिक्योरिटी के लिए बड़े मसाइल थे। तो यहाँ से एक थोड़ी दूर एक जगह है वहाँ पर शिफ्ट हो गए थे, फिर बाकी वहाँ पर रहे थे। उसके बाद फिर प्रेसिडेंट, उसके बाद फिर इलेक्शन, एक उनका घर जो है वो उनको दिखाएंगे। स्ट्रगल का नाम था, मेरे ख्याल में आज भी रहती दुनिया तक नेल्सन मंडेला का नाम रहेगा। बाकी आपको पूरी इस डॉक्यूमेंट्री में दिखाते हैं आपको। थैंक यू वेरी मच। This is the rich culture from the Soweto. This is the province of the city from the Nelson Mandela. So this is the rich culture. This is the from culture dance, how they are doing this thing. And they are welcoming us that we came here and they welcome us.
Okay, no, thank you. Thank you.
What a beautiful dance, your culture dance.
But they shouldn't see us. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can talk, huh? Okay, so my name is Chris. I'm a voluntary student guide here at Nelson Mandela's house.
Can I put it this one please?
They won't allow me here. Yes.
No problem.
Okay, so I'll be telling you more about the house and also the history of Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was born in a small village known as Mvezo in the Eastern Cape. He was born from the royal Tembu family. He was born on the 18th of July 1918 and his father had 4 wives and 13 children. Nelson Mandela was the youngest of the boys. Nelson Mandela's father gave him the name Ekuhlukweni. It meant the pulling of a branch of a tree, but later translated to troublemaker. So they later moved to Kunu with his family. That's why he got his English name known as Nelson. given to him by his primary school teacher because of colonization, and people back then had to have Christian names. And in 1939, Nelson Mandela went to Fort Hare University, but after 1 year of attending, he was later expelled for joining student protests. So he had to go back to his hometown, Kunu, but the king was not happy about his actions. The king was his uncle. So he gave him an ultimatum of whether he goes back to school and apologizes for his actions, or he'll organize a wife for him to get married to as punishment. So Nelson Mandela, not liking what the king had to say, he decided to run away from home, and he came here to Johannesburg in 1941. He stayed in a place known as Alexandra, renting a small shack, and he worked as a security guard at Crown Mine. And through correspondence, Nelson Mandela obtained his BA degree. Nelson Mandela was a lawyer by profession. These houses were built in 1945. Nelson Mandela moved in the house in 1946 with his first wife, Evelyn. Evelyn and Nelson Mandela got married in 1944, and in total they had 4 children together. But sadly, 3 of them passed away. The firstborn was known as Tembekile. He passed away at the age of 25 years old due to a car accident. The second-born was known as Makaziwe. She passed away 9 months after birth because she was born sick. And the third-born was known as Mahato. He passed away at the age of 55 years old due to HIV and AIDS. The last-born is still alive at the age of 70 years old. Her name is also Makaziwe, taking the name of the second-born daughter, and she's a businesswoman. And in 1956, Nelson Mandela and Evelyn, the first wife, got divorced. 2 years later, Nelson Mandela got married for the second time to Winnie Madikizela Mandela. So Winnie and Nelson Mandela had 2 daughters in total, Zenani and Zinzi. Zenani is still alive at the age of 65 years old, and she is an ambassador of South Africa to South Korea.
Sweden.
Sweden right now.
Oh, it's Sweden now?
She's moved to Sweden now.
Oh, I see. Okay. So Zinzi sadly passed away in 2020 due to COVID-19. She was an ambassador of South Africa to Denmark. And in 1996, Nelson Mandela and Mama Winnie got divorced. 2 years later again. So 2 years later again, he got married for the 3rd time at the age of 8 years old to Graça Machel. So Graça Machel is the first ever woman to marry 2 different presidents, and she's still alive at the age of 8 years old, living in Mozambique. And in 1962, Nelson Mandela was arrested by the Apartheid police with the help of the CIA. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison, 2 years for fake passports, and 3 years for organizing strikes. And in 1964, he was sentenced to life in prison for treason and trying to overthrow the Apartheid government. He spent 27 years in 3 different prisons. The longest was in Robben Island for 18 years. In 1991, he got released from prison, came back to his house, but only stayed here for 11 days because people were very happy about his release. They would come here, take pictures of him and the family, so there was no privacy. Nelson Mandela decided to move and go that other side of the mountain. The place is known as the Beverly Hills of Soweto. And in 1991, in 1994, he was sworn as the first black president of South Africa.
15 here.
Yes.
So all the struggle he start from this house. History is from start here. This is the town from where this all struggle start.
Revolution start here.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is proof that the police would come and randomly shoot at the house while Mama Winnie and the children were living inside. In 1970, she was arrested for 500 days. This picture of her was taken after she was released. And in 1972, she was arrested for a second time for 491 days. And the picture below shows us how many police officers came to arrest one.
When they come, they arrest. This is the picture from when they come, they arrest him.
Yes. So this couch was Nelson Mandela's favorite couch. He last sat on the couch in 2010, 3 years before his passing. So even after this house was turned into a museum, Nelson Mandela used to come here and visit.
Okay.
And behind you, so these are 3 military boots. The first 2 are for Nelson Mandela. The one at the bottom are for Mama Winnie. They would use the military boots to go for the military training all over African countries. And here is a picture of Mama Winnie in her military uniform. And here at the top, there is a picture of Nelson Mandela and Evelyn, the first wife of Nelson Mandela. This is the only picture of Evelyn we have in the house. Okay. And in this bowl are different currency notes that were donated by tourists. And on the notes they would write messages for Nelson Mandela and his family. This is one of the letters Nelson Mandela wrote while he was in prison. While he was in prison, he was allowed to write 2 letters a year, strictly in English and only 500 words.
Two letter in year.
Yes.
And the word must be less than 500.
Yes.
Wow.
And only in English. And he was also allowed to 1 visitor a year for only 30 minutes.
One visitor allow in 1 year?
Yes, for 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yes. And next to the letter is a document from the state of Michigan asking the CIA to apologize to Nelson Mandela for being involved in his arrest in 1962. But till today, the CIA haven't apologized. And down here, this was a picture of Zanani, the daughter that's still alive, the one that's an ambassador of South Africa to Sudan. And here she was with the ex-husband, the Prince of Eswatini, Swaziland. And here's a picture of Nelson Mandela holding a Nobel Peace Prize. He shared it with the last apartheid president known as F.W. de Klerk. And on top of the screen is a picture of Nelson Mandela and Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Tutu and Nelson Mandela, the first ever Nobel Peace Prize winners to ever live on the same street.
Three Nobel Prize winners staying in the same street, right? Two. Nice. Okay. This is also historical story. 2 icons of the world living in the same street. They have a Nobel Prize award winner.
So that was the both.
Nelson Mandela and Desmond Tutu.
And they was living on the same street.
Yeah, they were living in the same street. Yeah.
Okay, and over there, so this is a picture of Nelson Mandela and Fidel Castro. Fidel Castro is the former president of Cuba. Fidel and Nelson Mandela had a very strong relationship that a few people knew about. Fidel Castro supplied Nelson Mandela's military wing with military weapons. Okay, we can move this way. So this is the main bedroom of Nelson Mandela, and in that cabin over there are honorary doctorates that Nelson Mandela received from the United States. And over here, this is the indicator. These are the first words Nelson Mandela said after being released from prison. I stand here before you, not as a prophet, but as a humble servant of you, the people. And over there on the screen is an interview that happened between Mama Winnie, the 2 daughters, Zanani and Zitsi.
She's died afterwards.
So,
She's Mama Winnie. Yes.
so they were talking about their experience of staying in this house. And over here is the honorary citizen of Toronto, given to Nelson Mandela, allowing him to go and stay in Canada. But Nelson Mandela disagreed. He said it was too cold for his liking.
I also have honorary citizen from USA. Same certificate.
Same
I also
certificate.
have, I'll show you.
Okay, so we can move this way.
So this is the bed. What was the Nelson Mandela bed? If we show you the bed where he, of course, he sleep when he was living here. 15 years he was living here before he arrest. I think it's historical and it's an honor to see this place. Now the South African government make it. It must be museum, and it is a great museum to see where was Nelson Mandela was living, where was his wife, she's arrested, how she arrested, you see the picture, when she came back, and the children are without mom 500 days, and then another time. So Nelson Mandela and his family suffer also. It's not only Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was 27 years in the jail, but his family was also jail. We heard that he can write 2 letters in a year, the word less than 500, and from his family or from his party or from his revolution, only 1 person can see him in a year, only 30 minutes. I think it's a great. That can only Nelson Mandela, great Nelson Mandela can do it. Let's come.
You see over there is the original furniture as seen on that picture of Mama Winnie. And if you take a closer look on the floor, you'll see that there's dotted lines going straight through. It shows us that there was a partition here dividing the living room, the pantry and the kitchen. But later Mama Winnie built a brick wall for protection from when the police would come and shoot at the house. So when they shoot at the house, you take the children and they come hide this side of the wall. And over there is the kitchen, and that other side is the shower, and over there is the pantry. In the pantry there's 2 pictures of Nelson Mandela that he used on his fake passport. He used the name David Motsamai, and he also disguised himself with a beard. Yes. Okay, so this is the end of our tour. You can go around the house and take as many pictures as you like. And if you have any questions, I'll be in the kitchen.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. Thank you. ਸਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ ਤਸਵੀਰ ਬਣਾਓ ਨਾ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਇੱਥੇ ਜ਼ਰਾ ਇੱਕ ਤਸਵੀਰ ਬਣਾਈਏ ਜ਼ਰਾ ਸਰ ਫੋਨ ਮੇਰਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਆਪਣੇ ਤੇ ਬਣਾ ਲਓ ਆਪਣੇ ਤੇ ਬਣਾ ਲਓ as we know that we are in the great Nelson Mandela home, it was always, how you call that, a dream to come and see this place. Of course, this place is a wonderful place and history. And this history is only, I think it's on a great Nelson Mandela. This is the bedroom where he was sleeping. And he was living with his kids. And of course, what the kid have a problem, we see it now. The kid was, the police is coming and fire them when they are inside of the home. The police is not allow them even to live when his father is and a husband is inside of the jail. So this is the great, and South Africa, if you see today, is independent. So behind, we heard always Nelson Mandela, but there are a lot of another people who was struggling. The daughter of Nelson Mandela and the son-in-law is Nelson Mandela. The prince was also have a lot of struggle. The Nelson Mandela is not anymore here, but he will never die. He will till let's see live, and then he will be never ever die. He will live in our heart and always not for the one heart. A billion of people know Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was the also. It's a great person. I think it's no doubt. So thank you very much. This was a tour what we did it for the Nelson Mandela. Hope you like it. Thank you very much.